The night was wrapped in an unsettling silence as a group of mannequins set out on a journey to their new gig. Perched precariously in the back of a truck, they were oblivious to the impending terror that would soon engulf them. With an unexpected jolt, they were thrown from the truck and crashed into a pile of discarded cargo by the side of a lonely, desolate road. The impact left them with torn clothes, missing limbs, and an air of haunting desolation. The mannequins, with their plastic faces and unblinking eyes, brushed the dirt and grime off their broken forms. As they contemplated their situation, one of them broke the silence. "We have to do something," it said, urgency in its voice. "It's freezing out here." With silent agreement, the group of mannequins began to move along the jerry dark road, their stiff legs carrying them forward into the unknown. The mannequins, with their lifeless plastic faces and vacant eyes, began to brush the dirt and grime even more from their broken forms was looking to work. As they contemplated their predicament, one of them broke the silence. "We have to do something, now," it said with a sense of urgency. "We all don't have to agree." The road seemed to stretch into infinity, the moon casting eerie shadows that danced menacingly. As they pressed on, the mannequins discovered an imposing structure in the distance. It appeared to be a mall, but this mall was unlike any other. It was cloaked in darkness, and the neon signs, now flickering and dim, cast eerie, ghostly shadows that seemed to come to life. The air was heavy with a pungent smell, a sinister amalgamation of decaying food and long-forgotten clothes. It was as if time had stood still in this desolate place, and the ghosts of the past lingered in every corner. As the mannequins ventured deeper into the ominous mall, unsettling sounds filled the air. A group of mannequins jumped out of fear, and started to run and knocked over a case of what they thought was Nike's tennis shoes. Whispers that appeared to emanate from the very walls, footsteps that seemed to echo from invisible beings, and an unsettling feeling of being watched from the shadows. Their journey into the heart of the creepy dark mall led them to an even more dreadful revelation. The mall was not devoid of life, it was teeming with an existence of a different kind. Ghostly mannequins, their once lifeless forms now animated by malevolence, swarmed around them. Their glassy eyes glowed with an otherworldly light, and their broken limbs contorted in eerie, unnatural ways. These spectral mannequins appeared to have been imprisoned within the mall for an eternity. Their translucent hands reached out to ensnare the living mannequins. The chilling touch of death brushed against their plastic skin, sending shivers down their rigid forms. As the mannequins delved deeper into the heart of the creepy dark mall, they were confronted with the horrifying truth. The mall was not devoid of life, rather, it was teeming with a different kind of existence. Ghostly mannequins, their once lifeless forms now animated by malevolence, swarmed around them. Their glassy eyes gleamed with an otherworldly light, and their fractured limbs contorted in eerie, unnatural ways. These spectral mannequins appeared to have been trapped within the mall for an eternity. Their translucent hands reached out, seeking to ensnare the living mannequins. As the spectral fingers brushed against their plastic skin, the coldness of death sent shivers down their rigid forms. These apparitions, with hollow gazes and shattered limbs, seemed to have been condemned to this haunting existence for reasons unknown. The mall was their prison, and they were the jailers of the night. They had once been like the newcomers, walking the night as sinister phantoms, their lifeless forms now the stuff of nightmares. As the mannequins realized the dire nature of their predicament, they understood that they had stumbled into a nightmarish domain, one from which there was no escape. The creepy dark mall, with its malevolent spirits and haunting apparitions, would forever be their new, terrifying reality. In this macabre, forsaken place, ghostly mannequins roamed and haunted both their plastic kin and any unfortunate souls who dared to enter, lost by chance or wandering in curiosity within the cursed confines of the mall. It was as if these apparitions had been condemned to this haunting existence for reasons unknown. The mall was their prison, and they were the jailers of the night. Once, they had been like the newcomers, condemned to walk the night as sinister phantoms, their lifeless forms now twisted into the stuff of nightmares. The mannequins, paralyzed with fear, realized the dreadful nature of their predicament. They had unwittingly stumbled into a nightmarish domain, one from which there seemed to be no escape. The creepy dark mall, with its malevolent spirits and haunting apparitions, had become their new, terrifying reality. The spectral mannequins, with their hollow gazes and shattered limbs, roamed the mall like vengeful spirits, manifesting their lingering bitterness and despair. They were trapped, and the newcomers, the unfortunate visitors, were now their prisoners. The creepy dark mall had a horrifying secret. The spectral mannequins, once forsaken by the living world, had become malevolent entities, bound to haunt both their plastic kin and any unsuspecting souls who entered, either by chance or with a misguided sense of curiosity. For the mannequins, the hours turned into an unending nightmare as they struggled to escape the relentless torment of the ghostly apparitions. The mall, with its eerie silence, flickering neon lights, and haunting specters, was their prison. They had unknowingly become part of a never-ending cycle of torment, a nightmarish existence from which there seemed to be no respite. The mannequins had ventured into the abyss, and in this creepy dark mall, the echoes of the past and the haunting specters of the present merged into a chilling symphony of terror. The chilling touch of the spectral hands, the malevolent stares, and the ever-present feeling of being watched kept them in a perpetual state of dread. The once ordinary mannequins, who had begun their journey with a new gig, were now trapped in an existence far more horrifying than they could have ever imagined. The creepy dark mall, with its malevolent phantoms, had become their eternal nightmare, a haunting testament to the relentless grip of the otherworldly on the world of the living.